seminar will look at how both large and small scale solutions are being considered and being implemented to ensure the communities of the future will become more sustainable.
So when it comes to top priorities in terms of climate action, then improving recycling and reducing waste is right up there, with more energy efficient housing as the most popular answers. 61%, as you will see there on that slide. So, you know, when the public think about taking action in climate change, they think about your services, which is an important place to be. So generally, the public recognise the important role that your services play in tackling climate change. They recognise that local government services play a huge role generally as well.
So it's really interesting on food. So all the supermarkets, so we work with Tesco and Lidl, they obviously do surveys of their customers. And what they've seen is concern about plastic has sort of dropped massively, but concern about food waste has soared. And so with Tesco, when Tesco saw that, they worked with us on a no time for waste challenge with a small number of their customers, and we provided intensive support to their customer base. And through that, we were quite astonished by this because we've never achieved anything like this before. We managed to get a 76% reduction in food waste, helping households save over £16 a week. And Tesco are now looking at how they can take that scheme nationally to all their customers.
Missed bin returns are a huge load on refuse departments. They are very costly and they're very time consuming to be sending crews back to pick up bins that should have perhaps been collected the first time around. However, what we see is that the technology enables us to deal with some of these at source and prevent those costly callbacks. When the resident reports the fact that their bin has not been collected, we can validate that request by the technology checking, well, was that collection due today? If it wasn't, the technology can immediately push back to the resident and say, look, I'm sorry, your bin's collected on a Wednesday. It wasn't missed today.
COVID's brought all sorts of issues to the fore, risk and resilience. It's no longer good enough to have a well-performing, efficient service. You've now got to be able to manage that from your spare bedroom.
Our service has been rather demand-led rather than managing demand for litter. So if we've had a request for a litter bin in general, we would provide one. But as a small local authority with limited resources, we can't continue to do that.
The action plan has a vast number of projects in it. The purpose of this wasn't so much to deliver against all of these, but to identify what things we could and couldn't be doing, to make sure that we had a spread across all of the different areas of our work and all of the different causes of litter, and to use those to help us look for funding to support different aspects, and importantly to take it to our out to get a steer on what areas or what things we thought we could and couldn't do.
So we created a cross-departmental team of staff using their professional knowledge and expertise, made up of representatives from street cleansing, our actual frontline staff, parks and street care management, public protection and environmental health, neighbourhood wardens, and our area neighbourhood coordinators and town centre management. We were all tasked with finding solutions to the environmental issues we face. Our aim, to create a high quality local environment that's attractive to businesses and residents.
As part of this initiative, we ran an Easter egg competition, inviting school children to design a litter superhero, with the winner presented with a certificate and an Easter egg by the Mayor of Gedling.
Okay, so in respect of innovation, what does that look like? Well, you'll see on there are some images on that slide there. At LSSL, we are always trying to innovate our service delivery, try to look at doing things differently, using technology, which Matt will come on to, looking at new ways of working and working collaboratively and in a partnership approach with our staff, our trade union, our managers to encourage exchange of ideas and putting innovation into practice.
So up until 2017, our entire fleet ran on diesel. Recently, we've done the following. We purchased 20 bin wagons that run on compressed natural gas fuel, otherwise known as CNG. CNG fuel reduces particulate matter, which can be harmful to health by almost 100%, as well as reducing nitrous oxide and sulfur emissions. We introduced electric vans for our team of enforcement officers and electric cars for members of our management team. We've also begun trialling the use of electric street sweepers on our street cleansing contract.
What are we trying to do? What's the aim of the framework? Well, obviously we would like to promote underground refuse systems as an innovation, and hopefully that will create a domino effect to demonstrate that URS can bring major cost savings. It can help a council's carbon footprint by reducing the amount of vehicle movements required, by reducing the size of individual rounds. It's far safer for operatives. The use of underground refuse system eliminates all of the manual handling issues that you get with heavy bins and bags. It's not a new and untested system. URS have been used in Europe for over 20 years. There is a mature supply market already in existence, and what we're finding through the procurement process on the framework is that that is the case, and we're getting some really useful manufacturers coming into be part of the framework.
Here's some of the outcomes to date. I've got this on a financial year basis, although we do reports for stats on an annual basis, just to give us the financial comparison. So when we introduced this between 2018 and 2019, you'll see with the introduction of this system, we have had a reduction of the best part of 2,000 tonnes in our total waste arisings. With the recyclate streams, you'll see the comparisons here. The previous comparison that we have from the commingled wasn't really a true comparison, although it has been included until we actually got into the new system. But it does give you a flavour of the amount of recyclate that we're actually now collecting.
There will be an opportunity for all the various presentations then to be sent out on email to people later on as well. So thank you, everyone. I normally would say safe home, but I'm conscious most of you will be at home, so enjoy the rest of your day, and thanks again for taking part in this APSE event.